The pen type is absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, that's probably the most like annoying noise ever. Anyways, welcome back to my channel, guys. I have another empty videos. I can't say empty videos. I mean empties video for you guys for the months of May and June, featuring these lovely products. And I should stop saying that because I just said that was super annoying. I am sorry this video is coming out a little later than I had hoped. I was gone from the end of May through all of June because Logan was here for 5 weeks, and during that time I was not home and I didn't have my empties, and I also didn't really have time or my stuff to kind of sit down and properly film a video. So I do apologize for it being a little bit into July, but these are the empty products that I used up during the months of May and June. Talking like this. I would say it is mainly skincare products, some makeup, and just one hair care product. I might start with my one hair product, go into skincare, and then finish off with the cosmetics if you guys want to check it out. Bam, 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 bam. First is a shampoo that I was using for the past month or so, and it is the Okuto Yakuyo shampoo, which is by Lion. So if you guys had seen my empty, I believe it was an empties video where I mentioned that I have had dandruff for the first time ever in my life and it really sucks, and that I was trying a dandruff shampoo, and this was the one. I honestly just went to the local drugstore. They had a few and this one looked like the most like classic old school, yeah, this shit works kind of one. It definitely helped. It definitely reduced the dandruff, but it didn't get rid of it completely. I definitely don't get it anywhere near as bad or itch as bad, but I do still get some, and it's not completely gone, which I know is like, it's hard. It's not like just a miracle that happens like that. I do understand that. It smells definitely kind of, it smells like very cleaning. But I guess if you wanted like a quick temporary relief that you can grab easily, because they seem to have it at like pretty much every drugstore, I guess this is good. But long term or anything, if you want to like completely get rid of it, which I obviously haven't, which I will definitely take into consideration the suggestions that people gave me, because obviously this wasn't enough, but I will definitely give you guys this suggestion a go. Next, moving on to skincare, the Hadalabo JUN Hyaluron Jelly. So this is a all-in-one product which is supposed to be your toner, emulsion, serum, moisturizer, and a face mask all in one. It also has a kind of cool touch, if you get what I mean. Lekang is like, you put it on and it like makes your skin feel like cool. I don't know how they do it, but they do it in a lot of products, especially during summer in Japan. Basically when you put it on, it does like help your skin feel like cool. It also says that helps like tighten your pores, and it also has kind of like a minty-y mentholy kind of scent to it, so I feel like that kind of adds to the cooling effect of it. I was using it during the warmer months when I felt like my skin was like kind of oily or sticky, or I felt like I didn't really want to put too much product on my skin. When I first started using it, I was using it with other products and I felt like, meh, what's the point? It's all in one. It really doesn't feel like it's adding much to my skin. I definitely wouldn't say it's moisturizing, so if you have dry skin, I would not recommend it. But as I was saying, on the days where it was really hot and I felt like my skin was just oily and I didn't want to put much on it, this was what I used and actually really liked it. Logan was actually using it while he was over here because it was hot, and he left it in the fridge and then like put it on after a shower, and he really liked how it was like really cooling. And he would use it during the day just because he does have oily and acne prone skin. It would just help kind of add a little bit of something, but not being like too much. Honestly, I would probably rather it on my body during summer, like once I'm out of the shower and I'm feeling like a little hot, whatever, don't want to feel sticky, I would just like put it on my arms and my body and stuff. But on my face, even during summer, it was rare that I would use this. It was just like the days that I felt, that's why it took me like so long to go through it. And I feel like it's such a big bottle, like it's probably gonna go off or go bad before you use it up. So that's the only thing. If it was maybe like a half bottle, I would actually consider rebuying it because I would just use it on like particular days. But to use as like a regular skincare product, I probably would not recommend it, especially if you have dry skin. This is the Kose Softimo Speedy Cleansing Oil, which I had honestly used before, like quite a few years back, I guess. I was always using the Biore one, and I think when I went to the store, it was like really expensive, or they didn't have it or something, but this was like, you know what, I might just try it, it's cheap, and like, But I did try it, and honestly, from memory from like years ago, I didn't like it all that much. Once again, I didn't really like it, and the biggest reason is it says even with wet hands you can use it and it'll get rid of your makeup easy and quick. But it doesn't at all. If I am in the bath and like I use it, put on my hands and like try to, you know, get my makeup off, especially my eyes, it just like glugs up, clunks up, gets thick. It doesn't actually help remove the makeup. I feel like it's just like kind of like a gluggy blob, and you're just like, it's probably not even that bad, but to me, compared to the Biore one, it works so easy even if you have wet hands and face. This does not work. And just because they like state it so much, like, yeah, it will definitely come off, but it doesn't. Whenever I have a shower, I would have to wash my face first in the sink and then hop in the shower and do everything else, when usually I like to just hop in the shower and get rid of my makeup while I'm doing everything else. So I just didn't like the fact that they state that, and it doesn't work. Other than that, like, I guess it's fine as long as you have dry hands and dry hands and face, but for what they advertise and what they claim for it to do, like, it doesn't. The Shiseido Aqua Label White Up Lotion 2. So they actually have 3 different types of toners. They have 1, 2, and 3. What a surprise, but basically it's the level of richness. First one's like lightweight, moisturizing. Last one's like very moisturizing. I have Shittori, which means it is kind of moisturizing. It did have a slightly thicker texture to it than the usual toners I go for. Usually I like to go for something that's just completely watery, but I thought, you know what, I'll try this. I go for like a little bit more moisturizing because I was using it a little bit while back before it was like super hot. But I don't know if like it's just that I'm used to the watery consistency and that's why, but I felt like the thickness kind of caused it to not absorb into my skin as easy, and I felt like I was just sitting there for ages trying to like pat it in. I'm like, are you going in? You know, like, why isn't it going to my skin? Which I feel like toner, your skin should just soak it all up, and I felt like it just didn't. And usually I like to like layer my toner, like I'll put it all over my face and then at least like a little bit extra on my cheeks, and then when it's all dry I'll move on to the next step. But it took a while, so it was such a bother, and I was like, it shouldn't take this long. That was probably a big con for me. And then also it is a whitening, like brightening one, which I understand that you would have to use these products for a while to feel the effects of like the brightening, but I used it for a month and it wasn't kind of good enough for me to buy it again to use it another month to see the other results. Which my Hadalabo JUN toner that I've used multiple times now, it's cheaper and I feel like it just works better for me, and I'm not going to spend more money to just see like possible results in the future if I keep using this. Next is 2 sunscreens, which obviously is a necessity in summertime. They are the Suncut spray-on sprays, and we have one in waterproof and one in regular. And yes, of course they are in adorable Disney packaging, because why not? Maybe it motivated me to buy these as everyone else. That's why they put Disney on everything. I have talked about spray-on sunscreens before, and that they're like the best thing to have in summer because it's just so easy. Obviously a proper like a liquid sunscreen is going to be better, and it is going to cover up your skin better, but when you're just in a rush, you don't have time, or you're out and you want to quickly reapply, I think it's like the easiest and best thing. So I definitely like to keep one around, especially if I'm out all day or like going to the theme park like Disney. I like to have one on me just because I can whoosh, super quick. Obviously the waterproof one is the blue, and then the regular one is the white, although the regular one says it is waterproof anyway, although the other one says super waterproof. So I guess maybe if you dived into a pool and swam for like 4 hours, maybe it would help more than the regular one. They both say you can wash up with soap, you can spray it upside down, you can use it on your scalp and your hair, and then the non-waterproof one you can use on top of makeup, which I was doing. I do believe they say that because the waterproof one is more oily, which obviously allows it to stay on your skin more, but that's why they don't recommend it to do it over your makeup, because it makes your face a freaking grease ball. Which honestly, even with the regular one, it does still leave like a little bit of shine. I would like spray it and then kind of like dab it off with a tissue and then just like dab my powder on again, and it was fine. It didn't look really gross or like break down my makeup too much. But I would not recommend using the waterproof one over your makeup, just the regular one. You can just spray it on real quick. For like my legs and stuff, I honestly usually just spray it and kind of be done with it. But with my arms that tan really easily, I spray it on and then I do like rub it in with my hand slightly, just because I do want it to cover everything. Another great thing is, as I mentioned before, you can use it on your scalp. So if I'm wearing my hair like this, it's not bad. None of my scalp is showing, so I won't burn. But if I have my hair parted and I'm in the sun, like I can feel the tingly on my scalp when it starts to burn. So even though it might cause your hair to go slightly greasy, it's kind of unavoidable. It is good for people who have a part or often wear a part in your hair and you're easily burnt on the top of your head. Just spray it on super easy than trying to like, you know, put on that sunscreen in your part or whatever. I definitely think they're the super handiest goody good to have during summer. Last skincare product is Loto Acnes 25 medical cream, which I actually didn't empty out or have the tube with me, so maybe this won't be quite an accurate review. I've never really found acne creams work that much for me. I do get pimples, but they're not usually like really deep pimples that will just like stay under the skin and it's just like, how do I do? Usually they just come to the surface, and as soon as they come to the surface, I'm really bad and I just pop them. Like I can't not. It's really hard for me to not pop a pimple. So usually before I even like get a few days use out of this, I would just pop that pimple. So maybe just pimple creams are not, you know, not something that I should just try. I should just drink lots of water and be healthy and not have breakouts. But who used it was Logan, which I've said before, he does have acne prone skin, so he does get pimples and breakouts pretty easily, and he was using it pretty well, pretty religiously for like a week or something, and then I think he said because like he didn't really see a difference, he stopped using it for a few days, and that's when he realized that once he stopped using it, he broke out more and the pimples got worse way quick. Obviously it does work, you just have to be really like consistent with it. So once he like realized that, he did get back on it and he uses it every day, and he says it's helping. So if you do have or frequently get pimples and you're not like me, you can actually handle not popping them, or they're like deep under the skin, or they take a while to come to the surface, I would say this is a good one. I bought it because it was recommended as like one of the top acne creams for adults, because obviously adult pimples are going to be different to like teenage kid pimples. This was recommended in a Japanese beauty magazine as like one of the top ones, so that's why I purchased it, and I guess it works. Maybe not for me because I am a stupid idiot who pops my pimples, but it may work for you. So the Canmake Tokyo Lash Care Essence, which I mentioned in another video that my mum used, and she said if she really liked it and she felt like there was a difference, and it's only $6. So I gave it a go, and even though I didn't see like the hugest difference, I definitely felt my lashes were stronger and thicker, even though they weren't like longer necessarily. And I felt like there was, maybe just because they were thicker, it felt like there were more lashes. So I'm not going to guarantee that like you're going to grow new ones, but maybe because they felt thicker, that I felt like I had more lashes and like kind of filled my whole lash line. I also really like the application. It's honestly just on like a stick like that, which is really easy to apply. You can kind of get in there, go in the roots, and very easy to apply on the bottom because you literally just slide it. Eyelash Essence I'm using now is in like a mascara wand, and I forgot how hard and how annoying it is to try to apply eyelash serum with a mascara wand, because I feel like you have to apply it to the roots where like it needs the most nutrients, right? But with a mascara wand, like it's just like putting it on the ends and not actually like towards your roots. So I'll go like towards the roots and then it hits my eye and I'm like, ow, that hurts. And I'm like, dude, you know, I did really like it, and for $6 that's pretty darn good. If it had like the growing effect to it, I would be like hands down. But if you're looking for something to just take care of your lashes, to help thicken them, get healthier ones, then this is a really cheap, awesome alternative, because Canmake is awesome for its price. The Mote Mascara Natural It's Natural 1 in black, which is the pink packaging one. So the Motte Mascara range was released probably like ages ago now, but I remember when it was first released and they just had like 2 mascaras. Now they've extended their range to like 10 or more. They have a lot and they all have kind of different purposes each, which I think is really cool. They have kind of like the natural range, they have the precise range or something, technicals range, and then they have like a volume range. This is their most best-selling classic one, and I actually used this in their original packaging when it was silver, and it was just like the regular lengthening one with fibers. So they renewed it all and everything, so I thought I would give it a go. My first impression was that they really did shorten the tube. I remember it being like a lot longer, so I don't know if that means that there's less product or not. Hopefully not. It is a pretty, like, as you can see, it's a pretty small tube. Fits in my hands easy. It's like that, so it's not the biggest, I would say. Best thing about it is, I have mentioned before, this is my favorite kind of mascara, is it dries like a waterproof, but it comes off with warm water, like clumps, like it comes off super easy. So you don't have to rub with makeup remover or anything, which means it's really gentle for your eyes. Honestly, you could just like pour warm water on your face and it would like gradually just like fall off, which I really liked, and that's like the main reason why I bought it. I remember it being really good when I tried it that first time. This time I felt like it dried up like super quick. I felt like I didn't get as much use out of it at all. The first few times it was like, oh my gosh, there's too much product, there's too much fibers. Once I use it a few times it'll be fine, but then that like fine period was very short, and then it just started like drying out and being clumpy. Like, I don't think I've even like fully used it, but it's just too dry, and like that's not how it should be. And it got to a point where I literally like, I couldn't wear it by itself because it was so like fluffy and dry and clumpy, and I would have to wear like a mascara base under it, which is pretty silly. You shouldn't have to like purchase a different product if it's not marketed that way, which it definitely doesn't say you have to use base or anything. I really had high hopes for it because I remembered it being like a really good product, but I don't know if it's just this one that's like faulty. I wouldn't think so, but I just, yeah, number one thing is I felt like it dried up like super quick. And they're not cheap, they're like $18, which isn't super expensive, but it's not the cheaper side of mascaras for Japan, so was kind of a shame. Next is a liquid eyeliner. It is the Eye Kingdom, oh actually they changed their name, I think it's just Kingdom now. Kingdom liquid eyeliner in deep black, which you can't really see the writing on it or anything because it's all rubbed off here, but that's how long it lasted. I feel like I bought this like not long into being in Japan, and I didn't use it like a lot every day, but this was like the main eyeliner I went to when I wanted like a good black line. I feel like it lasted almost a year, which is probably bad to have it for a year, but like that's a lot of usage, and it's definitely not like a super expensive one. I actually bought it like a few years ago when it was Eye Kingdom, and I really liked it. I maybe have even reviewed it before ages ago on my channel, possibly, maybe. So they say it's waterproof and smudge proof, lasts all day, which I definitely agree. It is one of the better lasting ones. I want to say it's absolutely smudge proof. I could lose like a little bit of it on the bottom of like the edge of my eye. I feel like there's only very few eyeliners that won't even like budge from that, but other than that it lasted really well all day. They do have like a little like how-to thing on the inside too, which is really cool. You shake it to get more like ink and color. Oh, look at my arm. I gain weight while holding this here, so look at that jiggle. But yeah, they say to shake it to get stronger color. It says it's actually here, it says $12, so it's pretty cheap. It is a brush tip, so it's not a felt. I never use felt tip, I just don't like them, but it's a very, you can see, it's a very flexible brush, as you can see. And you can definitely get a really thick line out of it. That's why I like brush tips, because you can get that really thin, sharp line, which I feel like felt tips just don't. So if you're looking for like a fairly cheap eyeliner, which it's not actually a mainstream brand, it's usually kind of in like a separate section where it's just like random products from random brands and stuff. If you find it, I definitely recommend it. If you like a good strong black eyeliner, like a winged like I do, definitely recommend for that. Last but I don't know if it's not least is the right phrase, but I feel like it's a product that like everyone has heard of, maybe a lot of people have used, is raved about, and it is the Misha Magic Cushion Matte. I feel like everyone who like uses cushions somewhat will know about this, and they sell it pretty much like everywhere in Japan. It's really popular because it's only 1,000 yen, which is like $10. You just get like this, and then you get an extra, you get a puff with it, and then they do sell refills of just the inside as well, and it's like 2 in a pack for, I can't remember, but that wasn't expensive either, so it is pretty cheap to refill it. They have a matte version and then they have a moisturizing version. I did choose the matte one. They say it is supposed to cover your pores, it doesn't shine, it is long lasting, lasts for multi hours. I'm gonna straight up say it, I do not like this product. One, I do think it covers pores. It is very easily blendable. You need very little product to kind of cover your whole face. It definitely shines, and it definitely does not last long. Even when I like am applying it, I feel like it moves on my skin so easily. Like I have to apply it in a very certain way for it to go on and stay there. Other than that, I feel like it moves so easily. When I try to put a little bit of powder on, it will move. It definitely doesn't last long. My nose especially gets so shiny in like an instant. I would say within an hour that I've got it on, it just shines like a diamond. So I would not say it kind of lives up to what they advertise. It is really easy, like if you just want to touch up, or if you want just like a little bit of coverage during the day, it is really easy for that. And it is really cheap, but like, what's the point if it's not matte, first of all, and then if it doesn't last, it's kind of like, nah. The refills are really cheap and stuff, but you go through the product pretty quickly. I don't think it lasts that long. Like if I use it every day, it wouldn't last a month. As I said before, it actually takes very little product to spread over your face, so I'm not actually using that much product, but it does run out pretty quick. I guess like the case, that's how big it is. So it's not big, so like I get that, but still, I don't know. So it definitely like covers pores really quickly and like is pretty good coverage. But as I was saying, like what's the point of it being full coverage if it doesn't last? It does make your skin look super brightening though. This is like the lighter color out of the 2 that they sell. And it does smell really sunscreeny, which it is sunscreen. It does have SPF 50, so maybe it's unavoidable, but I have sunscreen that is SPF 50 and doesn't smell like sunscreen, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think since it's been a little piggy, I think since it's been a while since I did a sit down and talk video, I feel like I'm just rambling on. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if I kept repeating myself or whatever, but I feel like you guys are used to that by now if you've been watching my channel. If you are new here, well, I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, but go ahead and click the like button and subscribe, because I am going to keep putting out empties and hopefully they will be cool videos and I'm not a total loser in them all the time. As always, I will catch you guys in my next video, which I don't know what it will be, but it will be a lot of fun. Bye!